And it's another episode of All Fin, baby. We're back. All Fin, where we welcome back Martin. All right, guys. What is this? Week 10 of All Fin?
Week 10, man. Another week live from the casting couch. I like the setup much better, by the way, guys. Just let you know. Let's keep it going.
Martin, you were gone last week, man. What do you got to say?
I was getting my diploma with the University of Phoenix.
Yeah, we see the fake paper behind you. All right, guys. We had a tough week versus Buffalo. We finished the road stand with no wins. We're gonna get into the pre-flop. What do you guys think about Buffalo? What do you guys got to point out? Give it to me.
Martin, you go ahead first. We haven't heard you speak in a couple weeks, so go ahead.
Isn't,
It's on you
isn't
now.
that wonderful?
Right?
I feel this game was a lot better than we expected. Um, Going into Buffalo, we obviously got even better situation than we thought. It ended up not being a snowy game until the end of the game,
Yep.
which was great to see. And you were able to see the run game develop in the beginning to give Tua, I guess, a more balanced offense to work with. So I think it was just a better overall experience what we were able to see on the field compared to the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Finale.
And yeah, obviously, when we first discussed about this 3-game road stand coming up, we were like, the floor has to be 1-2, right? And obviously, we didn't get that. 0-3. But after Buffalo, I'm very encouraged still, even though it's a game I feel like we easily could have won.
Sorry.
Man, how are you not encouraged after a primetime game and the team looked good? I think coaching is what let us down this game. Ralph, what do you think?
Um, I actually didn't expect that, man. With the way our road trip was going, I think we played a very, very well played game. I have my one thing I want to nitpick at, but I'm gonna leave that for later. I want to give a big shout out to Martin for wearing a Florida Marlins hat. But yeah, that's how I feel. Martin, you had something to say before we get into the next one?
Yeah. This line not everybody will get, but encouragement. Eh, no,
Encouragement.
honestly, that was it.
Louis!
I think Godo's an idiot if he thinks he's
Get
too
out of
encouraged
here,
about this.
man. Yo,
It
how are you
wasn't
not encouraged going to Buffalo and playing a game like that against the best team in conditions like that?
Yeah.
because
Come
we
on.
literally played better than expected, and I don't know. I felt like we got a perfect game plan and we couldn't pull it off. Like I don't think we could have
Because
asked for anything better than what we got. Okay, some drop passes, okay. But overall, to go into the fourth quarter, the end of from the third quarter to the fourth quarter, what did our offense do? Like it really wasn't something very encouraging to see, especially since we literally had them or we wanted them. Like that was a very winnable game and we couldn't pull it off.
yeah, for sure. Well, we'll save it for once we get to the biggest flop and everything like that. But I don't know how you don't leave like, hey, we went to Buffalo and we showed up with them when we
Because
normally go lose by 30 every time over there.
because we just went 0-2. That's
It
why.
happens, and then you face the
You're 0
monster.
3 now. You're going versus the Packers. I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers. Then you're going to see New England. New England's defense is what I'm worried about more than their offense.
Get
And
out of here.
then
These guys are clowns.
and seeing the Jets. Anything could happen.
Uh,
It's a new
let's leave
year.
that for for later on, man. I want to ask you guys a question. If you had to give the Dolphins a grade throughout these last 3 games, what you guys are gonna give them?
Over the last 3 games, when we're on 0 and
Yeah,
3,
that was a very pivotal road trip. I want you to tell me what would you honestly give them, even though we had 3 losses. What would you give them?
we looked. Our worst game was San Diego. We really just couldn't get shit. Oh, sorry, San Diego, LA Chargers.
San Diegans.
Yeah. San Fran, we easily could have been 1-2, but we choked. And Tua had a bad game. But
He asked for
I
a
think
grade. He
I
asked for a
think
grade.
yesterday was very encouraging. I would say C. I would say
Beating around the bush.
I would say C.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
Martin.
I'm glad you brought up a grade. So my C plus doesn't really seem too crazy now, does it? The one I gave earlier. Just saying. So my grade for now is D because of
Okay.
yesterday, because of Saturday. Because the one for Saturday were easily enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I say that Buffalo game was a lot more than what I expected. So let's move on. Let's get into the flop. We're gonna talk about this past Sunday's game versus the Bills, where we think was the lowest point, lowest player lowest moment of the game. Let's start with you, Alejandro. Finale. What do you got? What's your flop?
I 1000% think the coaches let us down this week, and it's insane to me. It started in the first half, and and they tend to fall apart in the biggest moments. It's like you need a critical conversion, you need a big stop, and you literally shit the bed. The first half, we're not getting any pressure on Josh Allen. What do you do
Yeah.
on 3rd and 17? You send 4 and you drop
Yeah.
everybody back and try to protect the first down and give them all data to be able to find somebody downfield. That is ridiculous. And then 3rd and 1 in the third quarter, no, in the fourth, sorry. And you're there and you try to get Q and do a play action and try to hit Smythe when you definitely need to convert and you're on your 35. Then you need to put a touchdown together to be able to seal this game. And you completely shit the bed and you went away from what was working all day, the run game. Just it does not make sense, man.
Before we get to Martin, that Smythe play remind me of the play of I think it was Chicago when Tua actually ran the ball. Martin was like, "He's crazy." So,
No. Yeah,
um,
and it was just a stupid decision, man. They took away all the flats. Anything going out or a 2 yard out or anything like that was done with, bro. Just run the ball. And the thing is, you just don't need to go backwards on that play. Because then you're going on 4th. I really do think if they would have been stopped 4th and 1, we're going to try and put the dagger in. But no, we went back, we lost 4 yards, and we had to punt. I mean, kick the field goal. Sorry.
Martin, your flop. Let's hear it.
So I was gonna go with Tua, but I'm gonna go with the coaching staff and a combination of Tua and the coaching staff because for us, the play calling to me in the second half was horrible. I don't feel like we were put in a position to score at all. We had a lot of critical drives that could have changed the game completely. We could have put it out of reach, not out of reach, but I feel like our defense played well enough in the second half that we only gave up 10 points, and our offense really couldn't do anything. Like that to me was very disheartening to see. Why I want to say Tua is because Mostert got us into the 5 yard line, and we got a field goal.
So you're blaming on him when
Yeah,
there's 2
wait, yeah.
drops?
No, no, no.
How are
I'm
you
saying
blaming on him?
because he was 17 for 30. He had what 200 yards. Yeah, the 2 drops. The Sherfield one obviously is a pivotal one. But
I
at the end
believe
of the
that
day,
was on the
Perfect
same
ball.
drive. That was on the
Perfect
same
ball.
drive.
Both of them on the same drive in the end zone, back to back.
and the, to
You're
me,
a clown. You're a clown.
Martin, that
Two
was
I
a
was
love
the last
perfectly
person to
thrown
blame
ball, man.
this game, 100%.
no, I'm not saying I wouldn't say last person because he had a
Last
great
person.
run game. He had a great
He
run game
doesn't.
to set up his. Shut up! If you want to call me a clown, then let me fucking talk, you dumb fuck. Um,
It's
if
getting
you get a
interesting.
run game, Mostert was able to get 137 yards or whatever he was able to get. This guy Med came in and probably had 46. They gave you the best chance to have a good game. So don't come with, all right, drops happen. So like you guys want to come up and say, mistakes are happen. Well, drops happen too. It's part of
What's
the
the
game.
quarterback's job to do? Put the ball in the place for you to catch it,
Okay,
right?
so that was what drive what side of the half was that? That was the first half, correct?
That's the first half.
What do you do in the second half?
Two touchdowns. He opened the third quarter with the Waddle bomb, and the other one to Tyreek Hill.
I'm pretty
What are you
sure
talking
Waddle's
about?
in the first half.
100% you're wrong. 1000%.
Okay.
Early,
So
it was like 13-44 in the third quarter. Opening drive.
Well,
what was the score in the beginning of the second half? It was 13
It
to
was 21-13.
yeah.
okay, and then we ended up with 29, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go. Okay. That's just my opinion.
I just don't know how you blame Tua. 100%. He had a good
I
game. 230, 17 for 30, couple drops, whatever. 2 touchdowns when he should have had more. Come on, guy. You're crazy. He
yeah.
played a great game and in a hostile environment and prime time, which was the one skeptical part that
Yeah.
I've always been calling out.
I'm done with that. He had it in prime time. That's one game, and that's
Oh
literally
no,
like
for sure.
I
But
I wouldn't say that. I'm not giving him the credit for this game because I feel like the run game was the reason he was able to have a good game. That's my opinion.
is that
It,
not what you're supposed to do? Complimentary football?
well, this
Is
is what
that
I've been
not
saying
what
from the
everything's
beginning.
supposed to be
What I've been saying from the beginning of the
cohesive?
season, and we haven't gotten. So that's why I say the coaching staff gets the blame, but I'm not gonna just give Tua a pass. I'm
Ralph,
not.
what you think? What you think?
My flop is honestly Coach McDaniel's. I think it was about 2 to 3 times we had a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and we're not running the ball when your guy is hot. You
Second
got
and
most.
4, third and 1.
Yeah,
You're good.
yeah. Come on. You need the easy first down to control possession, which has been a big thing all season. And it's just you can't stall drives either. So another thing was even if we're on the four, like Martin mentioned, we should have gone back to the run, even though the pass was dropped by Sherfield. You still got to go back to the run, man. If you don't get it there, yeah, take the three, whatever. But those are my thoughts. I don't believe Tua should take the flop any blame at all. He had a decent game, better game than what I would have thought.
You're comparing it to the last two. That's all you're doing.
No, I mean I'm not comparing
No,
it to the
That's all you're
last two.
doing.
You could compare it to the last five before, and if Sherfield would have caught that ball, Tua would have had a similar game to the win streak he had before. So I mean that's my point on
That's
that.
what I'm saying. I'm not
But
giving him the blame. I'm giving him partial blame, and that's why
but
I'm.
I don't think he has partial blame.
at
I
all.
think that's more of your coach trying to be cute on third down, trying to be cute in a short yardage situation.
Try to be
Um,
cute, and the Buffalo Bills punch you in the mouth when every time you try to do it.
And then another thing is I can't put blame on the defense because it's the Buffalo Bills offense. I'm expecting them to score. At the end of the game, it's been all game. That's what I expected from Buffalo to drive downfield and win that game. Just not the way they did. Questionable calls made, but let's move on.
Honorable mention: the fucking officials.
Yeah, let's move
They
on. Let's move
fucked us
on.
this week.
Let's move on. Skinny, introduce the next segment.
So we're going to the turning point, pivotal moment in the game where things went down south. Go ahead, Ralph. You start this one off, bro. Go ahead.
Things went down south the second to last drive when the Bills drove all the way downfield and got that momentum. That's all I gotta
Right.
say. Martin, let's hear from you.
The momentum shifted to me. The it was really bad to see Mostert getting us into the red zone by himself and not putting up the points. I think it would have put us up by like 5 or something like that. Was it? If
Should
we
have
would have
kept
scored a
going back.
touchdown that drive.
At that point, maybe. I don't remember
and
exactly.
and at
It
that
was
point
early.
and at that point what in we the whole first half we didn't really score a touchdown. We scored only 2 touchdowns in the third, right? Or no, we
Yep.
scored. Ahmed scored one in the first half. So again, that to me, it looked like that would have been the actual turning point of the game, and I think it would have put us in a great position to continue to run the ball. And we didn't. After the first half, I think we had 38 yards running after starting with this guy had 130
Yeah,
something.
we only had 8 rushes in the second half. It was
Like that
ridiculous.
that
Yeah,
to me was stupid, and the game was so close for it to be that way. And that's why I'm saying the blame goes to McDaniel and the coaching staff. But for him not to do anything in the fourth quarter, nothing at all. Like we literally didn't move the ball in the fourth quarter. How I can't give him a pass. I can't.
I don't know that you're being very harsh on that one, man. But
You want to
whatever.
be a winning quarterback. You want to be an MVP talk quarterback. You want to be
But
one of
that's the
those
thing. I
guys.
I
You
feel
want
like
to show swagger every week and now, and then you can't do something in the fourth quarter
he
to try to
did
put your team up.
he
Why?
did
Why not?
enough. He did enough for you to win that game, and you blew it. Absolutely blew it.
Nah, I don't think.
My turning point. I'm gonna say that score right before halftime. Josh Allen
Oh,
drove right down the field,
oh,
and then he gets to a point where he gets the ball on I believe it was a second down play and has no situational awareness where he literally keeps the play alive enough to run the clock out where he can throw the ball and get an incompletion and you get 0 points instead of 3 or 6 and then you let James Cook catch a pass in the back of the end zone. Linebacker coverage all game brutal. Duke Riley,
That was
please
actually
get cut.
that
And
was a
that was
good.
Roberts. I know that was Landon Roberts.
No, but that was a way better play by Josh Allen than you want to give him credit for. I'm not saying anything.
Absolutely. But
Getting there,
the defense was non-existent the first half. No pass rush. He did whatever the fuck he wanted.
it's a very good O line. You want to go back to hostile environments.
Okay,
You
but
want to
then
go back
it's
to great.
how come in the second half they
but
they
Skinny, going back to my point, it's the Buffalo Bills offense. You can't really blame our defense. When we needed them to step up, they came through and made the plays.
like I said, it got to those pivotal plays and you couldn't get the stop.
So then
You
I'm gonna
came
hit you
down to
back.
the fourth quarter, and you
I'm
came
gonna
down
hit
to
you
a
back on
pivotal
Martin's
situation
argument. Yeah,
where Tua couldn't do anything in the fourth quarter.
because we
Tua
had
or the play
we had
call.
no, we had
The
the
play
ball.
calls killed you.
We had the ball. We had the ball right before we gave it back to the Bills with about 4 to 5 minutes left on the clock. If
And
we
they
score
drained
on
it.
that drive, we're up a score. So if you're gonna hit me with that argument on the defense, I'm gonna hit you with that argument on Tua as well. You know, you gotta be fair on both sides. You can't
Nobody's
just
happy about this loss. No, but
yeah.
nobody
at
need.
all.
We didn't need this loss at all. Like this is one of those things that like you needed to recover after those two losses. Like it was. It's horrible to see that we started 8-4, right? Right. I'm not if I'm not
Yep.
wrong. We
Yeah.
go and lose two games.
Eight and
Now it
three.
comes down, yeah, going losing three, and now you're gonna go. You have to beat the Packers. You have to beat the. I'm sorry, but these are all must win games. I don't care what you guys say that we're guaranteed to beat the Jets. If we don't beat the Packers, the Chargers are right ahead of us already. So if they win out, aren't we out? Unless the Ravens somehow get out of position, aren't we out? Technically,
Technically it's not a win out situation.
it's not. But
If you win
you
the
we're
next
gonna
2 weeks,
going back. We're going back to what happened the last two seasons. That we literally
Yeah.
might go down to the last game of the season, and you want that to happen?
if you
And
win the next 2 weeks, you are in the playoffs 100%.
Why?
I've already looked at everything. 100% you're in. And the only thing you're fighting for in week
How
7
is
is
that?
seeding. It's
How's
just
that?
it's what the deal is. That's what it is, a situation.
But
I don't
you
I'm not the
right,
you
scientist and do that,
you
I
but
win
know
two out of
the
the
reason I
three,
say
you still
that.
had a chance. The two out
yeah.
of three, you still have a really good chance to get in
If we
unless
lose to Green Bay and beat New England and the Jets, we're in the playoffs. If we win the next
it's
two, we're a lock already. And then you just playing for seeding against the Jets. That's all it is. Win, you got to win 2 games, no matter what.
I don't
And the
see that.
Jets game, if you win these next two, who cares? But then it's seeding. What comes into play?
I guess I'm looking at it now, and I guess it makes sense. We're 7 right now, right?
Yeah, we're 7 right now. The
Okay.
loss yesterday, the Pats fashion, definitely helped us out. But a Titans win
Chargers,
would have been big too.
Chargers jumped us, I believe.
They did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's get on to the river. Let's flow into the next week's game. We're gonna have the Packers on Christmas Day. Let's start with you,
Excited.
Martin.
It's gonna be a
What's your
nice.
insight? What do you feel going into that game?
Um, Packers are right now have slim chances to make the playoffs, but the last thing you want is with all the talks of Rodgers being replaced. The last thing that guy wants is lose this next game, and they're like, "All right, Jordan Love, last 2 weeks, he's gonna give it his all." I'm just being honest. I don't want to see Rodgers to have to make the playoffs. That's not one of the guys I want to see. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones is a very good quarter running back, and so is AJ Dillon. Our run game is the strongest part of our defense right now, I guess.
Absolutely.
But when you have backs like Dillon and Jones that can catch out of the backfield, which have been our weak point, I don't think that's a good situation.
I'm not too threatened by Green Bay just for the simple fact we play a little better at home. Defense shows up every time, and our offense the last several games we've been on point, man. I expect Sunday to be a big victory. They're gonna come out and try to make a statement. This 3-game road stand didn't knock anything off, and we're gonna try and go win big. And this is typically what the defense ends up looking better against. A non-mobile quarterback that they can just go ahead and straight attack. What's been killing us are the guys that can move out of the pocket. We saw it the last 2 weeks with Herbert and Allen. Those guys that can extend plays and find somebody open because our secondary is decimated. Right now, we got to go right at Aaron Rodgers, make him rattled, make him force some throws, and try to get some interceptions, bro. But I don't know. Our secondaries looked rough. X does not look the same. And thank God for Cater Cole, who is the shining star right now. But we've really got to tighten the fuck up because we can't fuck around with these last 3 games.
Yeah, and his defense actually isn't bad. Believe it or not, the corners are actually,
They
they're up
don't
there.
tackle, bro. They don't tackle. It's terrible. It's the worst shit I've seen. Dawson Knox, I don't know how many times ran for 20 yards this last game.
And
Josh Allen.
I'm talking about their corners.
Oh, you're talking
The
about there.
Packers.
Oh, no, yeah. They have
Yeah.
a middle of the pack, 15, 13 around there. Yeah.
Linebackers aren't bad. D line is decent. I think the only thing the Dolphins got going for them this game as of right now is that they play in Miami. They're 0-3 in the last 3, and they're about to face one of the all-time greats at quarterback. So, if you're gonna go ahead and make a statement, now's the time to do it and show what you got coming in the next weeks and hopefully through the playoffs. I want to ask you guys, what do you got your score predictions? Alejandro, let me know.
I got a big win. I'm going 37-17.
Oh,
30 to
wow.
17.
Tua over under interception
0, motherfucker.
0. Raheem Mostert over under 15 rushes.
I think that's the most promising thing I took out of yesterday's game. It looks like we're gonna try to get that run game going now down the stretch heading into the playoffs. 15 might be a stretch because Jeff Wilson, I think, is coming back. They said he was very close to playing Buffalo, so I'm gonna say under because
I
he's
got
gonna
one
get back
more
in the
for
mix.
you.
There you
Tyreek
go.
Hill over under 100 yards.
Over,
Oh, all right, Martin. Let's move to
easy.
you. What's your score
Score
prediction on this one?
um 27-24 Dolphins on this one, and Tua one pick, a Moster over on the 50. You said 15. He should
15,
have over.
15, 15.
Yeah, he
All
should have
right.
over. What else did you say?
Tyreek over under 100 yards receiving.
I think he knew that he didn't play well enough this past game, although he
He's
had 9
mad.
catches.
He's mad.
Although he
He
had 9
tweeted it
catches.
out. He's like, I won't play that bad ever again. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think we're gonna make it a point. Although Tua's already made it a point to force feed him, I think he's probably gonna have 16 catches this game.
All right. I want to add
16.
another segment before we go.
Uh-oh.
Since we got Christmas coming up, I'm gonna call this one X's and O's with a ho ho ho. Give me your best case scenario for the Dolphins. Give me your gift. What do you got going for the future?
For
We
the
win out, we
future,
make the playoffs. Who we play? Let me know.
I think we're gonna win out. I think that yesterday was. I'm telling you, I don't know how you're not encouraged. Yeah, we lost yesterday, but we faced a playoff team. Yesterday was a playoff game, and yeah, you didn't get the win, bro. But you went. That was a boxing 12 round match, bro. Where two good teams were slinging right at each other, bro. And yeah, we didn't get to deliver that knockout punch, but bro, they competed, man. They competed
This
their ass
guy
off. I
always
left
beats
proud.
around the question.
I left proud, bro. I said 3 now. I think we're going. We're
All
gonna go
right.
undefeated.
All right. And who do you want to see in the playoffs? What is your gift scenario? This is
Oh my god!
Christmas.
If we get to the
It's a time of
scenario where
giving.
Jacksonville ends up winning that division and we have an easy, we don't even gotta travel too far. We take a nice drive and we're there. It's fine. But I fucking want Buffalo again. Not if round one, giving it in round two. I want Buffalo again.
Why wouldn't
Martin.
we play? Why wouldn't we play the Kansas City
It all
first round?
depends on seeding. If I think we're 7th seed if we go 2-1. If we go 3-0 and other teams lose, we might move up ahead. Especially,
Alright,
I think
so
the Chargers play somebody. No, actually the Chargers have an easy way out. But the Ravens, since we have the tiebreaker, if the Bengals keep on winning, we might leapfrog them because they're gonna take the division. So it all depends on what seeding ends up.
I mean, the Ravens losing helps you.
Shit,
too.
I wouldn't mind going to Cincinnati, even though they're hot right now too, bro. I just don't want to see Kansas City or Buffalo round one. Which we
Martin,
know one
it's
of them
the
is gonna get the top.
season of giving. Give me your best Dolphins scenario.
your best scenario,
Yep.
Mahomes somehow finds a way to retire and just be a model or something, because we're gonna end up probably playing KC or the Ravens. I think that's our best and worst case scenario.
Ravens.
Also,
are
you have the
currently-
Ravens. Yeah, they're downfalling right now. They're spiraling
they're out of the
down.
picture.
Yeah,
I
but if
believe.
Lamar somehow plays out the rest of the season, I feel like they're gonna end up staying in their spot, and that's not good. I don't want to play the Bengals. If we play the Bengals, we lost. I'm sorry. I don't care what you guys say. We're not gonna go to Cincinnati and win. Not now with Burrow playing the way
We're
he's
going
playing.
on the road. Either way,
I don't think we're gonna be. I don't think we'll be any of the top 3 teams. I don't think we'll be Kansas City. I don't think we'll be Buffalo, and I don't think we'll be the Bengals.
I just definitely think Cincinnati's an easier route than KC or Buffalo. You know,
I think I'd rather play KC than Cincinnati in the playoffs.
really, that's interesting.
Yeah, because that's a better defense.
I want Buffalo.
You're not gonna get Buffalo. I
I
really
think
doubt you're gonna
we
get Buffalo.
can beat Buffalo, dude. Like,
Yeah,
we were
honestly,
pretty
after
close.
yesterday.
Yeah.
After
I
yesterday,
I don't want to see. Well, it would be
if it's
January?
Buffalo, we're going. If
Janu-
it's Buffalo, we're all
yeah,
going.
yeah, I already had that situation. It didn't
Just
happen.
saying. Just
So
saying.
January in Buffalo will be a lot snowier than what they got this time around. So I don't want to see that.
All
It will be
right,
snowing during the game. You don't want that.
Fuck that shit.
So let's go ahead and wrap it up. You guys want to go ahead and add anything right now, or
I
We're
think
going
good,
2-1,
man.
by the way. I don't know who we're gonna lose
3-0.
to.
3-0. And I
All
hope
right,
that
guys.
Sunday night, that last game of the season gets flexed. I'm praying.
I'm gonna go ahead and be that guy. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe, let us know, and always remember, this is all Finn, where we go all in on the Miami Dolphins. All
there
right.
we go.
See you next week.
Fins up, baby.